Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly click the subscribe button. If you have subscribed, Glow World Exceptional is saying thank you. Thank you so much. So today I want to discuss the topic tradition. What do you know about tradition? Do you love tradition? How do you define tradition? Do you practice tradition? These are things I want to know from us. That is why I say sometimes I wish we sit down to dialogue. I hear from you, you hear from me. So I am not saying what I want to say is the final say, but just to seek your opinion. Have you found yourself in a situation whereby you realize it's only tradition that could help you? Have you, now, tradition is a way of life for people, for a certain set of people. Every ethnicity, every country, region, or how do I put it, all have their traditions that govern them. Now, take for example, in my country, Nigeria, there are some states in the eastern part. They have a tradition that has to do with maybe a festive period, or a tradition whereby in a certain part of Anambra, it is believed that there is a certain type of animal you are not supposed to kill. It's the snake, the one they call Eke. It is believed that when you see such, it's a visitor. You understand? You're not supposed to kill it. Then, if eventually you do kill it, you have to perform some traditional rites so that you and your household don't get affected. A lot and lots of traditions are out there. I, for one, for example, sorry, I always talk about my other channel, because there I think I have some things that has to do with traditional things like the alligator pepper, bitter cola, all those things. They are tradition. Few years ago, or about a year or thereabouts, when you talk to me about tradition, I see it in another light. I would listen to you. Yes, because I see it like it's something not good and all that. But when my eyes open, I began to understand some certain things. But there are some traditions I can never partake in, by the grace of God. Never, ever, ever. But you see these little ones that does not require or involve anything. Yes, like using the alligator pepper to cleanse myself. It is tradition. In the past, if I see or hear you doing that, I tag you another person. Like using the bitter cola, using the cola, onye weteroji weterendo. There is a saying in my place that he who brings cola brings life. You understand? So things like that, little things, traditions like that, I use it. Now, take for example, when you still practice your religion. You know, they say religion is the opium of the masses. So wherever you choose to worship or your denomination is a personal choice. But the best religion is knowing God for yourself and also humanity. This is the best religion I know of. Aside, I go to church, yes, I do. Aside going to church, a place of worship, a denomination. Now, places of worship have their own tradition. That is the way things are being done there. You understand? Now, someone may be wondering, oh, you go to church and you still practice this little using alligator pepper, this? Yes, I do. Because I have come to realize that these things are God's blessing to mankind. They are nothing. Like using the honey and all that. Now, if I can use the bitter cola to cure an ailment, for example, why can't I use it spiritually? If I can eat honey, why can't I use it spiritually? You understand? Now, I have had some persons that maybe they fall ill and they tell them that, oh, they have to go home to perform some tradition and all that. They have tried all their best medically and maybe spiritually and all that, but it's still being insisted that they have to travel to their hometown to practice some tradition before they will get well. I have seen some persons that will tell you, oh, they are not going anywhere, this, and eventually, maybe things turn around for them, the worse, the more. But I have encountered some persons that maybe they are sick, they try all they could, they do this, they do that, they pray to God Almighty. Remember, God Almighty is the giver of all knowledge, right? God Almighty is the author and he cannot bring confusion. Now, they did all they could and this, the ailment or whatever it is still persists. And maybe they are told, oh, you have to travel home, you have to cook for your ancestors, you have to do this, you have to perform some traditional rites. And immediately, they perform such traditional rites. They are good, they are fine. Or you see some persons, they have been told before things will begin to work for you, you have to go and perform some traditional rites, you have to do this, and once they do it, their ways begins to open for good. And you see some persons that will say, oh, I don't want to go and do all these traditional things, I don't want to do that. Remember, I told us that let's just pray to God Almighty that no temptation will come our way that will be greater than what we can handle. You understand? Because some persons doing all these things, probably, maybe that they don't want it. You understand? Now, like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, there are some traditions I don't like or I wouldn't want to commit myself into. You understand? So, now I ask, for such a person that maybe they found themselves, they were sick, and they were told that the only way or the only time they could get better is if and only if they perform a certain traditional rites. And by the time they adhere to the instruction and perform such rites, they get well. I ask myself, for some persons that believe tradition is evil, tradition is this, tradition is barbaric and all that, would it have been better that such a person dies in whatever it is that has been bothering him or eating him or her up and all that? Or is it better or good the way he or she went ahead and adhered to the instruction to go to their hometown, their village or whatever and perform a certain traditional rite, and by the time they perform that rite, they are good to go? I know something like this is a personal opinion, We all have our own personal opinions in some certain issues. But again, I ask, what is tradition? Do you see tradition as being bad? Do you see tradition as being barbaric? What do you see or know about tradition? Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. It's none other person but Glow World Exceptional. Thank you.